And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around your real estate, credit, finance, estate plans, tax plans, and so much more. Over 80 show partners and categories where we help you understand more about avoiding commission-based advice. You know, there's so much commission-based advice out there. We want to entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone because at some point you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372.
Here's my number, so call me maybe.
Check out our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors. Just click on the Expert Contributors tab, and you'll see their website information, contact information, direct dial as well. You can also submit an email form. There's an email form that comes directly through to myself, our producers, and we're going to make sure we get right back to you before our head hits the pillow. And we don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We're going to help you win. Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Ruth Watkins back in the house.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing?
Doing great. Doing awesome.
Well, we're Team Go Loans, here to prompt, reliable, solution-based experts at your service.
Yes, that's right. Team Go Loans, local lenders, support the local economy, not the big banks, not the guys that took the bailout money. And also Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man, back in the house.
We're back. Thank you for having me. I thought after the last show you'd throw me off. Didn't I say something terrible the last time? I didn't. I tried.
I don't even remember.
I tried. Me neither.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's always good. Tin Man's in the house. Tampa Screens and Aluminum.
Tampa Screens and Aluminum. We are on fire. We're rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a great business to be in.
Good.
I'm serious.
That's great, man.
Mm-hmm.
Great business.
Just, you could buy a tract of land the beginning of the year, and 6 months later, there's a complete community just came out of the ground.
Right.
It's happening all over
Pretty
the place.
fast.
Yeah, it's interesting. I look at some of these economic reports, and this one talked about, April saw less groundbreaking, and 11.3% drop in apartment construction set the pace for overall housing starts, back 3.7% last month from the Department of Commerce data. But I think too many times we look at some of these numbers and it's more of a national, it's more of a macro. But when we think about Tampa Bay, St. Pete, Clearwater, Bradenton, Sarasota, Plant City, what a great place to live, work, and play. And it's a different environment than it is national.
Yeah.
When you look at national numbers, you look at the absence of a state income tax, you look at the ability to purchase property, still you can get a nice property, $220,000. We're talking about a nice entry level 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. You can get a nice home in Florida, in Tampa Bay. You take that same criteria over to the East Coast, you're almost doubling.
Or
it.
California or somewhere like that,
Yep.
where you can't even get into the housing market.
That's right. Yeah, you take those same numbers in California, you're quadrupling that number or more. So yeah, that's what we want to help you with here in Tampa Bay. I'm the owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and I'm a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. We're always looking to help home sellers out there value their properties. If you want a CMA, we'd love to do that for you. We have a lot of ways that we can help you. Got a great buyer agent team out here as well. If you want to form a relationship with the buyer's agent, we've got some of the best, the most hardworking men and women in real estate, and they want to help you find your dream home. So PlatinumMVPRealty.com, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Now, I've got a property over here in Largo I want to let you know about here, 12091 145th Street in Largo. Now, this is a beautiful property. It's a great opportunity to buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage home in pristine condition. Great property in Largo, and I would love for you to check it out on our website, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. 5331 Causeway Boulevard as well. This is a commercial asset. This is an opportunity for a home-based business. Maybe it's a contractor, maybe it's a remodeling company, but this is an opportunity at 5331 Causeway Boulevard to purchase. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home. You got a nice shed out back, nice workspace, detached garage, and approximately 1/3 of an acre here in one of the hottest markets in all of Tampa Bay.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
Coming up, we have our feel-good story of the week. We're going to inject some positivity in your life. We have Land of Strays is an outdoor sanctuary for adoptable dogs in Costa Rica. So Land of Strays, interesting. I just got back from Costa Rica on my honeymoon a couple months ago.
They have a dog population problem over there.
Yeah. They need. They must not be watching The Price is Right. Remember Bob Barker?
I know,
Wouldn't
right?
they always end the show with talking about getting your dog
animals.
spayed and neutered?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I want to give a shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill. Brio is offering a free app to any of our listeners or viewers on our TV show on WeBeam TV. Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza. They're offering a free appetizer. All you have to do is go in, mention that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show, tell them the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and you're going to get hooked up with a free appetizer. You've got the spicy shrimp and eggplant is one of our favorites. You've got calamari, beef carpaccio. They've got the prosciutto pizzas, all of these awesome apps available over there. And just all you have to do is let them know you're a fan of the show. Go say hello. It's at the International Plaza.
They're all good.
Yeah, we've had about everything on that menu over there.
You do it to me all the time. I should eat before I come in here. You always talk about this place.
You
And man,
hungry?
this place is good.
It is.
You've had a few parties over there?
That's right.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, we did our
Phenomenal
live
food.
radio show there a while back.
Yeah.
By the way, we got our live radio show coming up on June 21st, Thursday, the 21st of June. We're doing it at a really cool venue, by the way. If you haven't seen this venue, it's a great place, Fire Station number 5. We got Ken Shamrock, my business partner. Ken Shamrock is going to be doing a keynote speech, just a short keynote. It's not one of the long, boring ones, don't worry. So it's going to be benefiting the Ian Beckles Foundation, which is helping troubled youth in Tampa Bay, underprivileged children in Tampa Bay. And their tickets are available on Eventbrite. Just look for the link Shamrock. Just pull up Shamrock on Eventbrite, and you'll see that. It's Thursday, June 21st, 4:30 to 9 o'clock. It's going to be a party. It's going to be networking. It's going to be a 50-50 drawing. $15 gets you in, and you get a free drink with that. And you also get appetizers from our catering partner, Amici's Catered Cuisine. Is going to have a pasta stand, pasta bar there.
I gotta
with
make sure I get
sauces. Yeah, well, all of our partners are complimentary. All of our partners are complimentary.
I'm definitely there.
Yeah.
No.
So then you have you got the pasta bar with the different chicken, shrimp, and sausage. So it's going to be a great event, and we're going to raise some money. We want to raise thousands of dollars to help children in Tampa Bay. So please help us with that cause. We would love to hear from you. And by the way, I mentioned the venue. It's a really cool venue. Check that out. It's a fire station that's been basically reclaimed. Fire Station number 5. Beautiful place, and check it out.
Isn't that downtown?
Yeah, it's just
Tampa?
on North Florida Avenue, 1910 North Florida Avenue.
Yeah.
So as you take that exit, instead of going to the right, like you'd go down to the Amalie Arena, you're just going to stay straight and go left on 19
that's
Florida.
It's going to be super.
Yeah, good
And
stuff.
if Ian Beckles is going to be there,
Ian,
he's a funny guy.
He's good. isn't he?
I worked a show with him one time.
Yeah.
We
I
had
think
a
we both
blast.
did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was a great show.
Yeah, have some
he's
fun.
a piece of work. That guy.
Yeah,
I like listening to him.
He's
on
a
the radio.
foodie. He
Yeah,
loves
I was
his
gonna
food.
say he's a foodie.
Yes, he is.
He said you've heard of the word foodie?
Yes, sir.
I think he said something like I'm the foodie. Like he loves tasting all the
I
different
can't
foods.
wait to taste some of his foodie.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good cook, he says.
Yeah. Well, we got new offices too now with Platinum MVP Realty. I got an office sharing an office with Ian on Gandy and West Shore, right there at the corner, and he's setting up a new shop there where he's doing Flavor of Tampa Bay. So he's going to have wine pairings, tasting. They just did something yesterday with ribs. They had over there like ribs, and so stay tuned. There's a lot of cool stuff happening with that, but. Let's switch gears. Let's talk real estate and mortgage now. Let's talk some finance. So when we think about the market and there's always changes.
Yeah,
that's the
every
thing.
day.
You want to be ahead of the curve, and when you talk with Ruth Watkins, TeamGoLoans.com, they are monitoring these rates. They're monitoring the market. So here's an update from the weekly economic update. According to Freddie Mac, the mean interest rate for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage last week was 4.61. That exceeds any number seen since May 2011. Median existing homes sold in April spent only 36 days on the market, a sign that buyers have rushed to close quickly before rates are climbing higher.
Right. And, that's kind of a misnomer, like you just said, the 4.61.
Yeah.
In reality, that's not, it's more like 5. By the time what you're seeing raw and by the time it comes out in the market, so you're in that 5% price point. And they're only going to continue going that way. I can't stress that if you're thinking of a house, you really need to. I mean, it's probably not going to be insane
Yeah.
like it was, for a long time in our history. And these are still by far historical low rates.
Yeah.
But they are going up. They are going up. So that eighth of a point, that quarter of a point could be a difference between qualifying or not qualifying, or at least it is to you in a monthly payment that you're throwing money out that you wouldn't have to if you just, get a little urgency behind it, before you miss out on the lower rates.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, especially if you're renting, if you're in that renter category, we want to get you into home ownership.
Yeah.
We had some people reaching out. We did a rent versus own last week. I love it when our listeners engage. A couple people texted, rent $1,300.
Yeah.
We know what to do with that. If
Yeah.
you text us the word rent and the amount of rent that you're paying, our hotline is 813-670-7372, 670-7372. Just text the word rent and the amount of rent that you're paying, and then we're going to give that to Ruth and her team, and they're going to be able to say, hey, we understand she's paying this much rent. Now,
Yeah.
What could they be paying in a mortgage? How much could they afford? You'll be able to back into that.
That's right. I mean,
Yep.
it's very simple to do that.
Awesome. So we want to help you win. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. More from our expert contributors and our feel-good story of the week when we come back. Land of Strays is an outdoor sanctuary for adoptable dogs in Costa Rica. Find out more about this story and some exciting updates from our expert contributors here, the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. And we want to give a shout out to our official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, Mary Maids. Mary Maids, they do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. Let Mary Maids take care of your cleaning. We know clean. Leave the details to us. They're licensed, bonded, insured, and they are the recipients of the 2016 Women's Choice Award. America's most recommended cleaning services is Mary Maids. We'd love for you to reach out to our show partner and let them know that they would want to clean your home and that they do a great job. And we're Mary Maids, relax, it's done. They do a great job. All right, so we have our feel-good story coming up. And as you know, I'm the owner of Platinum MVP Realty. Got a hot listing here in South Tampa I want to let you know about. This one is in the Plant High School District. A lot of people are looking to be in that district, and this is a great opportunity. 3911 West Euclid Avenue, 4 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 2 half bath, and it's over 5,400 square feet on sale at $842,000 asking price. It's a gorgeous 4-bedroom property. You got 10-foot ceilings throughout, move-in ready, and too many upgrades to list here at 3911 West Euclid Avenue in Tampa, Florida. Great buying opportunity here in sunny Tampa Bay.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
Okay, let's jump right back into it. Ruth Watkins here, our local lender, local expert contributor in the area of mortgage. And the mortgage industry, it's kind of a space where you have there's a couple different ways people can go. They can walk into their local bank, who a lot of times they're not going to be searching for the best program. They're going to give you a rate that they know you'll just take. And then you got the online, got the online outfits that could be working out of a garage somewhere. They're going to basically quote you something low. I've heard several stories of getting to the closing table and then the rate changes and you're already locked in. You paid for your appraisal, and then you got the people that are screaming around saying, hey, we're going to pay all your closing costs, and you don't have any. They're basically giving it away. So somewhere in the middle there's a truth.
There is there is always a clause. There's always a reason, but the first thing it starts with is an application, and how you make that application is really going to determine your experience in the business. So if you complete an online app, or if you walk into your bank, you're still going to apply. The problem with that is that it's going to be really pitched off to one person and then off to another person, or information that you get up front may not be factual. Basically, I run into that on a daily basis. The difference between my personal expertise and my team's expertise is knowing from the front end to the back end, knowing the obstacles, and then being able to look at a customer and say, hey, here are your options, A, B, C, and this is what you can do. That is a full consult. You might only have one option, but if I can give you one to get you out of the situation that you're in and pave that, way for you, that's what my job is. And to get it to fruition with under 30 days or less, that's the goal. It's not hanging around 45 days. What's going on? It's smooth process, smooth closing. Come up with the documents. We'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, I like it. It's kind of, like a veteran quarterback that's seen it before. He's walked up to the defense. He's seen the safeties. If there's one deep, there's two deep. He knows what type of coverage he has. So the same thing is true with Ruth and her team. She's seen it before. She's dealt with the different scenarios, and she's able to read, the defense, so to speak. She's able to read, what is going to come, and then knowing what the options are, knowing what the audibles are. You're going to make a change. Sometimes you're going to say, oh, well, we thought it might go this way, but now we're going to call an audible. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's just like you said, defense, whatever the issue is. I'll give you an example of a closing that I'm having today, as a matter of fact. This was a guy who owns a home and it's unrepaired sinkhole.
Okay.
And so his insurance was like, $4,700 a year.
Wow.
And because it's an unrepaired sinkhole.
Yeah.
And he was sitting on the equity in the home. So rather than, try to finance this on his own or get a high interest rate loan to do that, we just did a cash out refi. We went ahead and fixed the home. It dropped his premium to $1,300.
Wow.
So, when you actually look at the numbers and then look at what it does to regain your value back to, what's considered normal, because appraisers are not going to, as a rule, take any hits against a repaired sinkhole, because they're very common here. You live in Florida. We live on sand base. So, I personally would feel more comfortable knowing the thing's underpinned,
Right.
But if it is a sinkhole property, I don't know very many lenders out there that's willing to tackle that.
Right. So that's a niche within the mortgage industry. I'm just curious, what was the LTV on that, the loan to value?
Well, I could have went all the way up to, his 80% cash out, but I didn't need it.
I
had. So,
interesting.
And that was a conventional loan.
Okay.
So if it was an FHA loan, I could do it in the case of a purchase. I could do it in a 203K. So they could buy the home, get a good deal on the home. we have all the vendors, that we need for whatever repairs.
Yep.
Get a bid, do the loan. It gets, we close it. They own it. We do the work. Get it, So there's many ways to buy, repaired Cinco home. Not like it was in the, day when
Repaired
it cost
Cinco.
$400,000 to fix it.
Yeah. They're able to do it, more efficiently, and there's better technologies now. By the way, if you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Ruth Watkins, TeamGoLoans.com, local mortgage lender, expert contributor here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we want you working, with our expert contributors. These are folks that can save you money. Veterans, especially, we offer with Platinum MVP Realty, we offer a quarter to a half a point rebate. That's where we're taking our commission from our pocket, and we're saying, hey, we're going to give this back to the veteran. Just a small gesture that we can do for the folks that served our country.
Yeah, and we do that together, so that's double it.
Yeah.
That's double it. Automatic serve and support benefit. And that qualifies for multiple things. Multiple, nurses, police officers, veterans.
First responders.
That's right.
Pretty much anybody that's in that class, we'll definitely take extra care of you. So anybody we'd love for you to have them reach out. ConsumerQB.com. We'll take care of them there. Now, I want to spend a little bit of time here talking about some of the misnomers in the mortgage space, and then I think one of the biggest misnomers is down payment. I don't have enough money saved for down payment. There's some creative ways that we've actually talked about on this show. Setting up a GoFundMe page. And whenever you have your birthday or your holidays come around, instead of getting the sweater that you wear once and then it goes in the drawer, why not send that link to people and say, hey, I know we have this coming up, this event, but why don't you fund me to help me buy a house?
Yeah, well, the thing with gifts, and that's a really, kind of ingenious idea, right? But with guidelines about them coming from a disinterested third party or someone who's related to you or like family. So if you're going to do it that way, do the GoFundMe page, take the cash, stick it in the bank, season it for 2 months, get 2 clean months bank statements, and that way it's your business and no one else's.
Yeah, and when you say seasoning, we're not talking about table salt and pepper. We're talking about the term means that it has to be in the bank for a couple of months.
That's right. So that you have 2 clean statements without reflecting a large deposit.
Right, large deposits is what that underwriter is going to look for. So down payment, we're talking, are there any 100% financing programs out there now?
Well, sure. You have the qualifying programs, which is the VA and the USDA.
Okay.
Then we have what's called a power purchase 2% grant, which goes with the Home Possible Freddie Mac loan, which is a 3% down payment. Now, this is kind of strange because you have to actually be careful with those kind of programs because you can have a 2% grant, but the rate is not as attractive. So, sometimes what you can do is just take that same Home Possible loan that's a 3% and go into the normal product and bump up the rate a little bit higher, which isn't as high as the grant product loan, and give back a rebate of 2%.
Right.
So that you can help with closing costs. So really, I think the lowest down payment programs today are the 3% and 3.5%, unless you're in a specialty program like VA or USDA.
Right.
So, and then obviously you have down payment assistance programs for people, that are first-time home buyers, and, there are going to be different qualifying parameters on that as well. So there is a nook and cranny and nuance on everything that you do. So being counseled by someone who understands every single one of those products is going to give you every single option you can. You just have to be able to come forward and say, all right, look, I have the income, but I don't have the cash. What do I need to do?
Right.
And then we get you on the path to doing it.
Yeah, you have that conversation, you open up the dialogue, and then, and I think a lot of it is just kind of going back to, setting a goal, just having something that you're setting a goal. Maybe you're writing it down in your journal, you're thinking about it more often, and then you make the call. You just make that first call, and then you say, oh, wow, because maybe you talk to Ruth and you say, oh, well, I thought I had to have, $10,000-$15,000 down, but I only actually need $3,000 to $5,000, and that's more attainable.
In most cases, you do not need reserves. So, I can't tell you the number of clients that I've worked with successfully very easily when we set a goal and we said, okay, this is what we need to do. This is how much money that you're making, and this is how fast that we can get there.
Yeah.
And by the way, do you have something of value that you would want to, sell that you're not using?
Right. Yeah.
Something like that.
That's
Acquire
right. Time to
cash,
do-
have a garage sale,
That's
do
right.
whatever.
Yeah. Get the cash, get it down, get it ready to go for a down payment, and start thinking about leaving a better legacy for your family. If you're renting, get out of the renting situation, start buying real estate, build up that equity, and build a better legacy for your family. That's something that's going to be passed down generational, and it's going to really
No
help
time
you.
like the present.
That's right. That's right. Ruth Watkins here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Coming up, we got the Tin Man, Fred Muth, in the house as well. Tampa Screens and Aluminum. And we have our feel-good story as well coming up. Land of Strays is an outdoor sanctuary for adoptable dogs in Costa Rica. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Trisha up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. Platinum MVP Realty here. 9825 Wilski Boulevard is a nice listing that we have. Real estate property here in Tampa. $1.5 million, 4 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 2 half bath, over 5,500 total square feet. $1.5 million listing, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty, just outside of West Chase, and it's got a lakefront, beautiful property, contemporary style, very unique property, private as well. 9825 Wilski Boulevard in Tampa. And I want to take you over the pond, over to 215 12th Avenue Northeast. We're talking about a 4-bedroom, 5-bath property here. It's pre-construction, SIPS panel housing, almost completed. $1.4 million, and it's 3,752 square feet. Beautiful property in St. Petersburg. Great place to invest in real estate. You know, that downtown St. Pete area, booming over there in St. Petersburg and Tampa Bay in general. So let's give a shout out to our hotel partner, which is Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. We would love for you to reach out to them, schedule a staycation, go and check out their rooms and the restaurant on site, the pool deck. A great place to go hang out. 20% discount just by mentioning the Consumer Quarterback Show when you call up and book your reservations over at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. They are going to hook you up with a bottle of wine and a charcuterie platter in your room as well over at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. All right, we're back here in studio. We're going to talk with Fred Muth, the Tin Man, back in the house, a.k.a. the Tin Man. Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Welcome back in.
Well,
buddy.
thank you very much. Ruth, you are a tough act to follow.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to do my best here, okay? Things are going well. I would like to say rain, go away and come back some other day, please, because I have 7 concrete jobs. We're trying to pour them. You know, when it was dry, the permits were pending. It starts raining, the permits are released. Now,
yeah.
Is there something going on there or what?
It's the start of summer, almost, here it comes.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
and then, it's tough because the guy that does our concrete work, he's very aggressive. He gets it done, but it's not possible to do anything in this
it's the permit people.
rainy weather. So
if it's wet, if the ground is just wet, can he pour as long as it's not raining?
Well, what happens, they dig form, set the steel, call for the inspection, and of course you have a footer at the perimeter, and then it rains the next day and the footer fills up with water. There's nothing you can do
Washes
with it.
it out.
Yeah, well, it can wash in, and in theory you can pour the concrete into the wet footer because the concrete will displace the water, but it's just very messy.
Yeah.
So you should let it drain down to do that.
Yeah.
And that's all part of the game in our business. We're in Florida.
Right.
We get a lot of rain, and that's it. But we'll get them done.
So do you give a range for time? Like, okay, it could be this time or...
I don't like to give a range. There was a guy named David Grant. Remember David Grant? He was a weatherman for...
Sounds familiar.
I think it was Channel 10. I went to his house, and he wanted to know how soon I can get the screen up. I said, "Can you tell me when it won't rain?" He said, "Nope."
Nice. So we're talking about, by the way, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. They're building these beautiful outdoor space. We call it the in-between space.
The in-between space it is.
Not inside, but it's not the complete outside because you got the screen rooms, lanais, beautiful designs, and Fred will come over and he'll sit down with you and walk through that design with you.
Yeah, that's what I enjoy the most about what I do. And by the way, Brandon, I use that in-between space line all the time now, and it's a real good sales line. I like it. Thank you.
Right.
I owe you.
Yeah.
The design of the enclosures is very intriguing to everybody that works with Tampa Screens or any screen enclosure company.
Right.
We can see this product. I walk into the house and I can see what can be done. And it really is my job to get that point across to the homeowner.
Right.
A lot of people come from the north, and all they know, all they know is they want a lanai. Mm-hmm. And some people don't really even know what a lanai is. They move from New York, they come down, they want a lanai. So a lanai can be a sunroom, a screen enclosure, something with a solid roof, etc. So when they want their lanai, we basically try to design something for their needs. I went to one yesterday, and they said they're not sure if they want partial covered, partial screen. I said, well, let me do a design on both, and that's what they decided to do: a half aluminum roof and half screen roof, and it's like an 18-foot projection. 9 of it is solid, 9 is a gable screen roof, and it's a nice looking job.
That's pretty
cool. Very nice.
So it gives you shade, but it also is going to let like rain through or elements through on one side.
That's right. And in this particular community, they do require the modified shingle roof to be put on top of the composite panel, so that bird's eye view from the second floor next door, when they look down, they don't just see the aluminum roof; they see something that conforms with a shingle roof.
So actual shingles in there.
And that's it's a modified rolled product, so it's not actual individual shingles. It simulates shingles, and it's acceptable.
And that's going to keep the heat down too.
It's going to keep the heat down, and I promise you that roof will never leak.
Yeah,
because
even if it's flat.
Yeah, well, they're not flat; they're pitched. They have a pitch.
So you got to have a pitch.
Yes.
Yeah, most of the time. I mean, if you can put a pitch on a roof, why wouldn't you? Right?
Yeah, everything's about 1/2 inch per foot in the aluminum business.
Yeah,
the water has to run off. I don't like to go beyond that. And when you go beyond that, now you're basically changing, because everything in the industry is rectangle or square, and then you start putting slants and tilts on things, and you have to cut into extrusions differently, and it becomes sort of complicated. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. But I didn't want to say that in the aluminum business. We're not building bridges. We're building screen rooms. They should not be complicated.
Yeah. So I like the idea what you mentioned there with the different types of designs. So you're going to be able to give homeowners, maybe even at a business, they want to add something onto their business, a flexible design. So tell us about some of the other unique designs that you've done.
There was a East Coast Pizza down in Apollo Beach. I met him years ago, the owner, and he was renting a bank with a drive-through, and he converted it to a pizza restaurant, and of course then he had beer and wine.
Yeah.
So I meet with him on the job. He says, "See this drive-through?" He says, "I can't do anything with it." I said, "I can." So what we did is we closed that whole thing in. We brought the concrete up, closed it in, put a handicap ramp in, put the railings in. And every time I drive by that place, I just look over. And that's been like 7, 8 years, 9 years, whatever. I look over and I say, that's one that I can hang my hat on.
So what did you make out of that space?
So we made an addition to the restaurant.
Ah, okay.
So it's the exterior addition to the restaurant. It's the in-between space for the restaurant.
Yeah. I like it.
And the people would come in, and the atmosphere on that drive-through was so much nicer than the atmosphere inside that they would spend more time on the outside drive-through area because it was different.
Right.
So I mean, that's just that's one of several crazy projects that we've done. And you talk about some of the projects. We go out here, go to O'Brien, and right where it stops at. Is it Boy Scout? I believe it is.
Boy Scout.
Yeah. You look over to the right, and there's this big monstrous thing at the airport up in the air. That was one of my projects.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I mean it was an easy one. The guy that does our concrete, he comes to me and says, "You want to try this?" I go, "Sure." We set of plans. We presented it. They bought it, and it was an unusual thing. It's 16 feet in the air, and the engineers at the Tampa airport wanted the wind load to be 180 miles an hour in case the airplanes got too close to it.
Oh boy!
Nice.
So these are some of the things. It makes the business enjoyable.
Yeah, that's the idea, is to enjoy your investment. People are investing a lot of money into real estate, their homes, and just to be able to add that lanai, this in between space onto the back of the property, you're going to be enjoying it more. You're going to be able to sell it faster if you ever did want to sell. It's going to increase value. You can pull cash out. Do a refinance if you needed to.
It may not be considered gross living area because it's not heated,
right.
But trust me, the value that it brings to your own usability of the property and the comparisons and all of that,
Well, it's going to push the appraisal way up. I mean, the value, if I sell an $8,000 enclosure, the appraised value may go up to 10 or so.
Yeah, they obviously they're going to use comparable comps, but the point is that we all live in our homes, and when you have your indoor and outdoor spaces like that, the value is there's almost no price on comfort, right?
Right. And I like that design you mentioned. So I want to go back to that design where she did half the roof that was, covered with basically like an aluminum structure,
right?
And then she had screens. So that would be something maybe if somebody wants outside plants, they don't want to have to worry about watering them as much.
That's exactly what it was for.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've also left something like 4 to 5 feet for screen work on the back end of an 18-foot projection, and the majority of it was covered specifically for plants. Because you put the plants out there, and they're not going to burn up in the sun because the screen does block a lot of the UV, 18% or something.
Right.
So your plants go wild underneath the screens.
Yeah.
And these are the things that some people have the idea, some people want the idea.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, everybody walks around with their phone and their photos, but I still have an old portfolio with real pictures in it. I do.
Nice.
And when you look at them real pictures versus what's in your phone, well, you don't have to squint your eyes when you look at the pictures. And it still works.
I like it. I like your philosophy as well. You encourage questions. You want to have that consultative
Absolutely.
approach. So we want you reaching out to Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. All of our expert contributors' contact information is available at consumerqb.com. Check out consumerqb.com. Now, when we come back, we're going to talk about the top 10 best cities for boaters in the United States of America, and we got some really cool ones. I'll tell you some good stuff. Find out where Tampa Bay ranks as the top 10 best cities for boaters, and more from our expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, helping you win in any marketplace. Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host here. Former USF football player. I play on the inaugural football team at USF, and now we're quarterbacking a different game. We're quarterbacking the business financial game out there, helping connect our listeners with our expert contributors. We're also quarterbacking transactions for our buyers, sellers, investors with Platinum MVP Realty. And we've got two of the best here in studio with me today. Ruth Watkins, TeamGoLoans.com, mortgage expert. Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man, in the house, longtime friend of the program as well. Let's jump into our feel-good story of the week. Every day we're going to positively affect your life.
Tell me something good.
So our feel-good story here, Land of the Strays is an outdoor sanctuary for adoptable dogs in Costa Rica. The Land of Stray Dogs, or Territorio de Zagudes, and pardon my gringo translation there, in Costa Rica is considered one of the best places on the planet for a dog to live. This sprawling refuge allows all of its citizens, 900 citizens, to range free during the day. They are given fresh flowing water intermittently over the whole property, and they are given a bed in a sheltered structure where volunteers go to feed and bathe the dogs. This free-range sanctuary explores how free-range environment improves health and adoptability. There is no kill. This is a no-kill shelter. Each dog is given a name and a unique breed name of their own. And if you wish to adopt, you can schedule a walking hike the property, and you can choose. You can go around the property and choose which one, and you want to hang out with a dog. So the pictures are pretty cool on that too. It's a really unique story there. So
it would be hard not to bring one home.
Yeah, that's really neat. You know, somebody has some land. They say, hey, let's let the dogs roam and just kind of live back, kind of back in the day, I guess, how the dogs would just run around.
If you had all the money, I know I've always said that as I was a kid, you wish you had all the money so you could just take care of animals, take care of kids, take care of people who can't take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, Bill Gates and some of the the billionaires, they do a lot. They do a lot. I know a lot. But all right, let's jump into the top 10 best cities for boaters. All right, so think about the United States. Think about the top 10. You guys have a guess? Do you have a guess there,
Well,
Ruth?
I don't know. I would say, considering where I live, I would have to say Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, number 2 on the list.
Yeah.
That's right. Tampa Bay metropolitan area. So it says proportion of listings on waterfront 14.1. Median sale price of a waterfront home, $260,000.
Come on.
That's pretty low,
Come
right?
on. Yeah.
With the mean temperature of 60 plus months, with the mean temperature of 60 plus is 12. All 12 months.
Yeah.
Number of boater dealers in the state, $100,000 per residence. Recreational boating. So it has some good details there. So Tampa Bay, number 1.
You still got number 1 guess. Come on.
Well, I would. I'm going to say West Coast, San Francisco, East Coast, Annapolis, Maryland.
Yeah, you got Annapolis for sure. You got Annapolis here at number 7, Annapolis, Maryland. That's it. That's an interesting. I remember in high school I was recruited as a quarterback out of school, so I flew up to the Naval Academy in Annapolis. They take you out to eat at the Chart House. They take you to the field. And, Brandon Rhymes, number 12, quarterback on the field. The only thing was it was covered with snow.
Oh,
okay.
So I went up there and I was like, wow, this is really cool. But it's a little bit too cold. Yeah. But so Annapolis, great boating city, I'm sure, and it's a place where we have our bases, a lot of our bases there, right? So proportion of listings that are waterfront, only 3.5%. Median sale of a waterfront home, want to guess, Ruth?
Up there?
Yeah, up in Annapolis.
I would probably say maybe
600.
That's what I was going to say. $600,000.
$629,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So months with mean temperature above 60, they got 6 of them. We got 12. So that's a good one. That's good. Number 1 on the list, Miami. So you got our friends on the East Coast,
South.
and they call that Miami. They call it South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach metropolitan area. So median sales price of a waterfront home there is $295. So
I thought Keys would have made the list too.
Yeah, that's right. Keys would be great. Key West. So you got rounding out the top 10. You got number 3 is Minneapolis, number 4 Virginia Beach, number 5 Providence, number 6 Long Island, number 7 we mentioned was Annapolis, Chicago coming in at number 8, Seattle, Washington, number 9. And rounding out the top 10 is Austin, Texas.
Wow.
Which Austin, I heard a lot of good things about Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Never been there.
I've been only in the airports.
Yeah.
Dallas, Fort Worth.
I've never been to Spain, and I kind of like the music, though.
Yeah, so we look at that. We look at the waterfront, the ability to buy waterfront at a very affordable
Paradise.
rate. We mentioned, no state income tax.
Yeah.
So that's not even mentioned that Annapolis, correlation. I'm sure they have some state income taxes up there. I'm not sure Maryland for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, but most do. Most do.
Yeah. A lot of the other states. So, very affordable here in the Tampa Bay market, the ability to buy real estate. There's a lot of programs that are out there, too. I wanted to kind of get you to elaborate on that. I was thinking when we were talking about that earlier, how does somebody find out about a down payment assistance program? What's the first step? Calling a real estate agent, looking online. Where can they find down payment assistance program?
It depends on where you're located. Depends on your county. There are different types of programs, like Florida, for example, has the Florida Bond.
Yeah.
And that's one unique product into itself. And then you have different type, which is like, we call it a HEFA program, which is, out through the counties, and different regulations based on census and population and the needs, right?
Yeah.
And then you have your SHIP type programs, which are in a county and may or may not have funds.
Okay.
So they will get a surplus of funds, and they go really fast.
What's the dates on that? Do you know, the season on that at all?
You know what? It's like the beginning of the year, they'll come out with amount of funds, and I have seen it where just 2 months later, they're gone.
Yeah.
And then I've seen, counties like Hernando, they were always had funds available, and now just recently gone. So, that money is... put aside for these things, and there's only so much of it. So if you need down payment assistance or considering getting qualified first, do you qualify for the loan and the down payment assistance?
Right.
Because there's a set of rules for that as well.
So what goes into that? It's based on income, right? It's based on median incomes.
Yep.
32
number
to 36.
Of people in the household.
Yep.
And you can't exceed a certain amount of income. Even the 3% down Home Possible and the Home Ready program are income based because of the 3% down payment. So, you're going to look at certain areas, you're going to have a no income limit because they're eligible needed areas for financing. And then you're going to have areas that are going to say, the maximum income is going to be $57,800 for that particular zip code or that particular address. So, there's a number of moving parts when you're considering down payment assistance and acquiring the right program and its availability and putting it all together.
I like it. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Ruth Watkins, TeamGoLoans.com, mortgage expert, lots of knowledge around real estate, mortgage, down payment assistance programs, all types of loan programs. So we want you reaching out. Let's go ahead and jump into our lightning round here, where we are going to help you win with the lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning round.
All right, so lightning round content. Ruth Watkins.
I've been saying since I started this show, rates are going to go up, and they have went up as much as 5/8 of a point since I started that. I'm saying they are still going up. So, really, I don't know what people are waiting for. I don't care if they have the thought of moving at this moment. They need to know what they can do. Reach out, find out what you can do. Get a plan together. Create your own wealth and your legacy, just like you said.
Yeah.
Get your piece of the market while you can do it in an affordable way.
Yes.
If the interest rates were to increase and price you out, because remember, we're in an appreciating market as well.
Yes.
So the cost of waiting with rate increases and property value increases, you can literally price yourself right out of the ability. And we don't want woulda, coulda, shoulda situations. Find out what you can do. Pick up the phone.
Yep.
Let's look at your finances and see, what your real reality is.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of people are shooting all over themselves,
That's right.
Fred.
Well, rates are going up. Guess what? Aluminum's going up. I just got the word last week. Yeah, so the price is going to change a little bit.
Yep.
It's we do what we can to try to keep the bids close to what we originally bid. Obviously, if it's 2 to 3 months old, the bid, I may have to adjust it.
Yeah.
And it's not just Tampa Screens, it's everybody in the industry.
Everybody.
Yeah, is it the Trump tariffs?
we talk about that quite often. I don't know how much of that is a political ploy.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that's the reason, but I'm sure that plays into let's try to make the rates go up, guys.
Yeah.
It plays into that statement. However, there's no definite proof that that's the cause.
Right.
My stock statement on this radio show is to all of you homeowners who are bidding out, whether it's a screen enclosure project, bathroom project, whatever it is, please do yourself a favor and ask a lot of questions before the project commences. The biggest mistake in the industry is unanswered questions or surprises on the back end.
Yes.
And that's so common in the construction business.
It is. It's out there.
And it costs everybody money and everything else in the long run. Ask questions. Make sure your estimator can answer the questions. Thank you.
Fred Muth, great job. Ruth Watkins, great job.
Thank you.
Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food, some clothing, carry it with you, hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community. Follow us online on Facebook.com, Brandon Rhymes PA, Twitter and Instagram at Brandon Rhymes 1. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well.
There is no other
Postcard
kind.
mailers mailed for you.
There's only one
Postage,
kind of Christian,
signage,
the born
business cards, all
again
paid for
Christian.
by the company.
The Bible
Aggressive
knows only
real
one
estate
kind of
splits
Christianity,
and ways to
and that
help
is
you
the
win
kind that
in any
moves people
marketplace. We
from
need you
death
go
to
out,
life
take
in Jesus
applications
Christ
and work
suddenly,
our plethora of leads
sovereignly,
that we're generating on a daily
supernaturally.
basis. Reach out by
Now that's
clicking the form
important.
below, and we'd love to
You
have
and
a
I need to
confidential
grasp
interview with
that.
you.
Because people have this mistaken idea that Christianity is the turning of a new leaf, a kind of an act of the will to be better. That is false. That is untrue. That's a